everybody. In this video you'll be learning about how to create a paint application by using a C# and a WinForms application. So before we get into developing our application, let's take a look at a quick preview of how our app will look after we develop it. So over here, this is how our app will look after we develop it. Here I can draw some lines like this, and if I want, I can even erase them. Okay? And over here, I can set the color I want to draw in. Okay? I can draw anything I want over here. And I can even erase it if I did something wrong. Now let's take a look at how we can develop this application in a very simple manner by using a WinForms and a C# application. Over here, I've created a WinForms application that is a C# application on Visual Studio. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to take the Properties tab and pin it over here. And then I'm even going to take in the Toolbox and pin that also over here. First, let's do the UI for our application. I'm just going to make this form a little smaller, like that. But you can make it of any size that you want. Now, we will do is from the toolbox, we will search for panel. Okay, so as you can see, we got a panel over there and drag it in. Now over here, I just forgot to do that. I'll change the text of my form. It is form 1, which I'll change to paint. And then over here, this panel, like what we were doing, first, I will go ahead and change the ID. So let's call this like drawing underscore. Okay, and then I'm looking for the back property and set this to fill over here in the middle. Okay, so that on the full form that panel is there. Now we need another panel over here. That will be for selecting the colors. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller, like that, and I'm going to call this Toolbox. And over here, I'm going to look for the back color property and set the back color to dim gray. Okay, like that. Now over here, I'm going to search not for a panel, for a picture box. And then drag it into this panel over here. It is big. I'm just going to resize it like that. And I'm going to change its back color to red. Say red. And I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to hold down the control key like here, and I'm going to drag it out. Okay? I'm going to make a few copies of this. You can add how many other copies you want. They're just for the colors. Over here, the first one, this picture box, I'm going to set the name of the picture box to red underscore picture box. Okay, and for this picture box, I'm going to set it to blue underscore picture box. And we will go over here and change the back color to say blue. Enter. Okay, that is changed to blue. Over here, we'll change this next panel's back color to green. That, and ID will be, or name will be green underscore picture box. Like that. And last picture box, it will be called yellow underscore picture box. the back color set to yellow. And if you want, you can just make this toolbox a little bigger, this panel over here a little bigger, and you can add in even more colors. Okay, I'm just gonna make the toolbox over here a little bit smaller. Okay, like that. Now I'm gonna right click on this form and click View Code. So this should take me to the CS file of this form. Okay, yeah, it does take me to the CS file. Now over here, we're gonna create some variables. Okay, the first variable we're gonna create is a variable that is of type graphics. So graphics is a built-in class, and we're gonna be using that to invoke or call the drawLine method. Okay, so we'll say graphics, and let's call this graphics. Semicolon. Now we're gonna have an integer variable, two integer variables, one x and one is y. So these are for the mouse position. So first int x and initialize this to -1, and int y and initialize this also to -1. Now we're gonna have a boolean variable. So this will be for understanding if the mouse is moving. So we'll say moving and set this to false. Okay. Then our last variable over here, let's call this, it's of type pen, and we need, for drawing onto the panel, we'll need a pen, right? That's why we're creating this pen, semicolon. Now we'll just click enter so that we have some space. Now here inside of this constructor, I'll say graphics equals drawing panel create graphics. So that's a method. So we need to brackets over there. And over here we'll say pen dot color. So we're doing this to set the color of the pen. So by default, the color will be set to black. So we'll say color dot black and a semicolon. Now I'll go back over here to the design, and I'll select this panel that we have over here. I'll go to the events section. Over here, I'll search for mouse down. Okay, I'll double click on it so that it creates an event for us. And I'll go back and mouse move. And then the last one, mouse up. Now, what these events actually mean are like, I'll say first about mouse down. Like when you're holding on like this, like when you're selecting, your left mouse button is down, right? So that means mouse down. And what mouse move means is that when you're moving your mouse and you're holding the button, the left mouse button. And mouse up, that means when you release off the button, the mouse button, okay? So that are these three events over here. Now inside of these events, let's put appropriate code. So inside of this mouse down event, what I'm going to say is I'm going to set the boolean variable that we made over here, moving, to true, set to true. Semicolon, and we're gonna set x to e dot x. So this parameter e, okay, e dot x, and y equals e dot y. So over here, as you may have noticed, that this e is of type mouse event args. So what e dot x means is that it'll have the exact position of the mouse, x position of the mouse, and it'll have even the exact y position of the mouse. So that's what we're doing over here. We're initializing our variables, x and y to the value that is in here. Okay, inside of e dot x and e dot y. Now we're here in mouse move. Okay, but before doing that, let me save the changes I made. I'll just click Control Shift S. So inside of this mouse move method, what we're going to do is we'll have an if statement. So over here, we're going to say if moving. So this is a shortcut way of saying if moving equals to true and y, we'll start with x is not equal to -1 and even y is not equal to -1. So why we're checking this over here is that we're setting moving to true only over here. Okay, when the mouse button is down. And we're setting x to e dot x over here and y also to e dot y over here. Or else they have their default value that is -1 that we have assigned over here. Basically, if we don't check this condition, then whenever the user kind of like moves the mouse, then our program will start drawing. That's not what we want. I'm just going to pin these two tabs so that we have a little more space. Now, inside of this if statement, if this is true, then we're going to execute the code that is inside of the if statement. For here, I'm going to say graphics dot draw line, and inside of here we have to pass in some values. First we have to pass in pen, okay, that is this object over here, and then we have to pass in 0.1. So right here, let's say new point, then pass in x and y, and then at last we'll pass in e, that is the mouse event arcs dot location. So this is a property I mean, and it has the location of the mouse. Okay, add in a semicolon there to terminate that statement. And then I'll just copy this here and paste it over here. X equals e dot x and e is this parameter over here. I've already explained about what x and y mean. And at last, we will say drawing panel dot cursor equals cursor dot cross. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not cursor, it's cursors. Okay, dot cross. Okay, so I'm going to open this app that we made over here again, and as you can see that when we select a color and we are drawing, the cursor, the mouse pointer, is not the default one, it's a cross. Okay, so that's why we're setting it over here to cursors.cross. Okay, and now over here in the mouse up event, we will just copy the code from here, mouse down. So we're gonna do it just the opposite way. Over here, instead of setting it true, we're gonna set it to false, and instead of setting x to e dot x, we're gonna set it back to its default value, -1. Okay, and over here also set y to its default value, -1, like that. So this means that we are done with drawing a line, like we just release the mouse button. Okay, and if we want to draw a new line, then again you have to put the mouse button down, and then all of this code gets executed. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the design, and I'm going to select all of these picture boxes and double click so that it generates an event for me. Okay, over here it generates so many events, and that's not what we want. Over here, to correct that, I'm going to go to the properties section, and I'm going to double click on click. Okay, so that will generate one single event for us. Now we're here. I'm going to declare a variable of type picture box. Name this picture box and initialize this to sender. That is the parameter over here. And actually, we're going to cast the sender to a picture box. Okay, just like that. Now what we're going to do is, oh wait, but before doing that, I'm just going to explain what sender is to you. So sender is a button which is clicked, okay? And over here, as you may have noticed, that this method's name is yellow underscore picture box underscore click one. So you can change this to any name that you want. And this, I don't think, is a good name for it. You can just give it any name that you want. So like I was saying, over here, what you have to say is pen dot color equals picture box, that is this variable over here, dot back color. Okay, semicolon there. And now the last, what you have to say is drawing panel, that is our panel ID dot cursor. We'll set the cursor back to the default cursor, or else it will always be the cross one. So cursor equals cursors dot default, as you can see over here, and then add in a semicolon there. Now let's go ahead and run this program by clicking on Control plus F5, and let's actually test if our program is working fine. Okay, an exception is shown. Okay, the problem over here is that we have not initialized this pen variable. I'll just stop debugging over here by clicking on this button. Over here, I'm going to say pen equals new pen, and then over here, I'll pass in the color. Okay, and actually now we should get no error. Just click on F5, or just Control plus F5. Okay, so now the program is working fine, and the issue was that we had not created an instance of the pen class while we had to create it. So that was the issue, and we just fixed that there. And now actually our program should be working fine. Yeah, I can draw something. I can select a color. It's working fine. But as you may have noticed that these lines over here, they don't look like smooth. They look rough, right? So let me just fix that problem for you. Over here on top here, I'll say graphics.smoothing mode equals system.drawing 2D.smoothing mode dot and TLS. So this should make our lines a little more smooth. And over here, I will say pen dot start cap equals pen dot end cap and equal to system.drawing 2D line cap dot round. So what we're doing here is that we're initializing the value of pen.startCap to pen.endCap, whose value is system.drawing 2D.linecap.round. Okay, that's what we're doing over here. And now I'll just set the pen width. I'll say pen.width equals something like 5. So this is how thick the pen should be. Now let's run the program again. I'm just going to click F5. Okay. You can also use Control plus F5, or else just click on the start button over here. Okay. Yeah. Now, as you can see, the lines are more like smooth type, right? And our program still works fine. Okay. Now, the last step for us to create this program will be to create the eraser, okay, for erasing a line. Over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this picture box over here, and I'm going to go to the Properties tab, yeah, over here, and set its back color to white, okay, and then I'll just click on this arrow type button and I'll click choose image. Now I'll click on import, so this kind of a file explorer window. Right now I have this eraser image over here. I'm just going to click on open and click OK, and it has updated the image over here, and I'm going to set its size mode to auto size. Okay, now I'm just going to close that off, and I'm going to bring that over here into the middle. Now I'm going to generate a click event for this eraser. So we copied that picture box. Okay, so right now what it's thinking is that this picture box click event is over here. So we don't need that, right? We don't want that to be like that. So over here, I'm gonna go to the Properties tab, select Events, and over here there's Click, right? I'm gonna click backspace, and there should be no text over here, and then double click again. So this will create an other event handler or event for me. Now, inside of this event is what you should put on this button or this picture box. Click, and this actually looked a little bit clumsy. I'm gonna set the size mode to stretch image. Okay, and I'm gonna make the size a little bit bigger, like that. Now it looks better, right? Now back over here to this event. And over here, I'm going to say pen that color equals color that white. So this is the back color of our panel. Okay, so when the user is actually moving the mouse, it'll be like the lines are getting erased while they're just getting white in color. Okay, now I'm gonna run the program by clicking F5. Okay, over here I'm gonna draw a line, random line. Click on the eraser, and as you can see, I can erase them, but it's looking like we're drawing another line over here in white. So over here, I'm gonna go to my design, and I just want to find out what's the back color. Okay, it's control. I'm sorry for that. We need it to be white, and the form back color also to be white, like that. And now when we run our program, that problem that we had is gone. Okay, it was like drawing a line in white color. That's because the back color of this panel was control. Okay, so I just selected white from there to solve that problem. Now draw a line again, click on the eraser, and as you can see that now our program is working fine. So now I'm going to close this and make some additional changes with our program. I'm just going to click on the form, and we don't need people to minimize or maximize our form. Okay, so it is over here, maximize box set to false, so that'll be disabled, and minimize box also set to false. Now there is only the close button over here. Now I'm going to show you one more additional feature that you can do with this program. That is add in a slider over here for the pen size. So what you do is that when the slider gets in a value, over here where we're setting the pen size, pen width to 5, we can just set it to the value from the slider. So that's how we can do it. Now I'm just gonna run the program by clicking on F5, and our program is working fine. We saw that last time itself, and we did some additional changes. Okay, let's draw something in all the colors. And one more thing, you can even add as many as colors that you want over here. Okay, now use the eraser and erase all of these lines. So now I hope you learned about how to create this simple paint application by C# and a WinForms application. So that's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, if you like and share the video, please subscribe to my channel for more. Goodbye till the next video.